Title: Build What Outlives You. Part 1: The Hexagon, the foundation you stand on. Purpose isn't something you find, it's something you build. You don't wake up one morning suddenly, knowing. You figure it out one decision at a time until your actions start telling you what you actually care about. The problem is, people chase meaning like it's a lottery ticket. They think it arrives after success, after applause, after someone finally notices them. But purpose isn't a prize, it's a pattern. It hides inside what you do consistently, especially when nobody's watching. You want to know what you're meant for? Look at what you return to when life falls apart. That's your blueprint. Purpose reveals itself in repetition. Most people never get there because they quit every time the result isn't instant. They chase excitement instead of mastery. They want passion to carry them, but passion is just caffeine for the soul. It spikes, it crashes, it disappears. Discipline doesn't need caffeine. It runs on conviction. The hexagon stands for structure. It reminds you that form comes before fire. Without form, power leaks. Without order, talent rusts. Every master you respect started boring. Same routine. Same drill. Until it wasn't boring anymore, it was automatic. The foundation you're standing on today is built from yesterday's habits. If it's shaky, it's because your habits are inconsistent. Fix the base before you dream about the skyline. You don't put a penthouse on wet cement. Start where you can actually control something. Control your mornings. They set the tone for everything that follows. Wake up when you said you would, not because it's impressive, but because it proves you can command yourself. When you win that first decision, you carry momentum into the rest. Make your bed. Not because it's symbolic, but because it removes one piece of chaos from your world. Clean space, clear mind. Every small order you create outside of you organizes something inside of you. Part 2: The Triangle. Work that burns clean. Fire can build or destroy. That's why the triangle exists. To remind you that energy without control burns everything it touches. Everyone wants to feel driven. They want the heat, the hunger, the proof they're alive. But most people burn out because they never learn to aim the flame. They mistake activity for progress and noise for momentum. Drive without discipline is chaos in motion. You work hard, but you don't move forward. You're sprinting in circles. The fix isn't to slow down, it's to focus. Energy needs direction. You need a reason behind the effort, not just effort itself. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? If the answer doesn't build something that lasts, it's just smoke. Pressure will always come with purpose. You can't build something real without weight pressing on you. That's how the universe checks if you're serious. If you fold, it was never purpose, it was preference. The triangle is fire under control. It turns emotion into energy. It turns discomfort into growth. It's learning to stay calm when life turns up the heat, because you've been here before. When frustration hits, breathe once. Don't react. When fear hits, plan. When pain hits, stay present. Those 3 moves separate the disciplined from the desperate. Pressure isn't a punishment, it's a mirror. It shows you where you're weak and where you still waste motion. You think you need to be stronger, but what you really need is to waste less energy fighting the wrong things. Channel it. Let your stress remind you to focus, not to quit. Let your anger sharpen your aim, not cloud your vision. Let your ambition be steady, not manic. People talk about grind like it's a badge. But grinding without refinement just turns potential into dust. Fire can't stay wild forever. It needs structure to keep burning clean. Every day, you'll have moments when you feel like exploding. Someone disrespects you. Something doesn't go your way. Pause. That pause is where control lives. In that second of silence, decide how you want to use the fire. That's maturity disguised as patience. The triangle doesn't tell you to get rid of emotion, it tells you to master it. Emotion is power. Controlled emotion is precision. Uncontrolled emotion is destruction. So when life heats up again, and it will, don't pray for it to cool down. Train to handle it. Train to stay sharp in the flame. Because the fire isn't leaving, it's waiting for you to learn how to hold it. That's the lesson. Burn steady, not bright. Create heat, not smoke. When you learn to refine instead of react, your work becomes cleaner, and your legacy burns longer. That's the triangle: discipline in motion, passion with precision. Fire that builds, not fire that consumes. Part 3: The circle. Peace that can still strike. After the structure and the fire comes the calm. This is where most people get confused. They think calm means slowing down, stepping back, letting go of their edge. But real calm isn't weakness, it's control expressed quietly. The circle is balance. It's where discipline and drive start working with each other instead of against each other. When you've built form and learned to handle pressure, you stop reacting to everything. You begin to move with intention. You've felt it before, those rare days when everything flows. You're focused but not tense. Sharp but not angry. That's what mastery feels like. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's just right. Flow doesn't mean no effort. It means no wasted effort. You move smooth because the work is aligned. The circle reminds you that rhythm beats force. A steady pace will always outlast the sprint. When you finally reach peace, the test changes. Now the challenge isn't chaos, it's comfort. When life gets quiet, will you stay consistent, or will you start chasing noise again? Because peace is earned, but it's also fragile. Lose focus, and chaos will come knocking just to see if you're paying attention. So guard your calm. Treat it like a fortress. Say no more often. Protect your time like it's currency. Your energy is the most valuable thing you own. Don't hand it out to people who haven't earned it. Stillness is a skill. It's the ability to pause without losing progress. To think before you speak. To act without being triggered. To respond, not react. It's what separates those who control their lives from those who get dragged through them. The circle also teaches gratitude. You don't need to reach the top to appreciate the climb. Peace comes when you realize you already have what you used to pray for. You can still want more, but don't disrespect what you've already built. If discipline built your base and drive pushed you through the storm, then peace is what keeps the empire standing when the noise fades. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You just need to maintain what you've earned. True mastery is quiet power. It doesn't broadcast, it radiates. People can feel it when you walk in a room. They sense you don't chase approval anymore. You're not running from fear, you've made peace with it. This is the final stage, stillness that can strike. You could act, but you choose not to unless it matters. You could fight, but you save that fire for when it counts. That's not hesitation, that's precision. That's the circle, movement without waste, strength without show. The kind of peace that can fight if it has to but doesn't need to. Seal. You've built the foundation. You've faced the fire. Now you've found the calm that holds both. That's how purpose turns into legacy, structure, drive, and flow working as one. Because what outlives you isn't what you owned. It's what you stood for. If this message hits something real, leave a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more. This is how we build together, one mind, one lesson, one return at a time. We remain